What is up? Happy Hump Day. Cascade coming at you here. Another great, fantastic Wednesday, December 4th, 2019. Going to do a FanDuel lineup review of last night's FanDuel lineup. I'll do a full breakdown. Using Fantasy Draft today at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but I thought I'd come in here and do a quick overcap of my lineup. I'll talk about it, how I got there. How you like that, Sean? You like that little snow? It is a season. It's almost there, man. What's up, Jude? So we're getting there, man. Winter is just right around the corner, so why not have a little snow falling? Little snowman hanging out. Yeah, got to keep it fresh, man. Got to keep it new. As long as you know it stays virtual. Yeah, man. I love some snow. I just don't like shoveling. That's not fun. But yeah, like I said, we're just gonna do a quick lineup review on FanDuel. And like I said, I'm going to keep just doing the one lineup on FanDuel this whole month, see how it pans out, and have that focus there. And I'll keep dropping those notes like I did last night, closer to lot, kind of my thoughts on the slate. And hopefully those help some people out win some money. So let's give this lineup a look real quick. All right. So here it is. This is what I ended up on last night. It cashed just about everything last night. Of course, the big news we got last night was Washington. You know, Bryant's out about 3 weeks, it looks like. Wagner was out. So we knew that front court for Washington was going to be really thin. And so it's basically going to be, you know, Hachimura, Bertans, and our boy, Bonga at 3,500. Those are the three guys that were going to man that front court. They had Sheffield, but he wasn't in play. Just those are the three guys who were in play. So Rui became a guy that we really wanted to get in our lineups. He didn't crush it all, but he let other things happen. Same with Bertans. Bertans had the better game, but it was like I felt better about putting Bertans in there than I did about Bonga, because like even though he's 3,500, I just felt the upside was more with Bertans, and we had the salary to get up there. So I already talked about Pirtle, of how I was just going to play him at center because we had LMA out already. So basically Gay and Pirtle at their prices on FanDuel, I was just going to lock them in my single entry lineup here. So I started with that, basically those four guys. Now with LMA out, I kind of talked about this, how I wanted to, I kind of wanted to pay up at the point guard and shooting guard position. And I loved Luka all night long. I had Luka in my original build. I kept going back and forth. When I put him in there, I had to punt somebody, and then I didn't feel great about Hart because I really wanted DeRozan in there in that matchup with no LMA, and they'd have to lean on him. He just couldn't hit a damn shot. But he still hit 5X, and there was other upside there. So going the Beal and DeRozan combo meant that I wasn't going to be able to get up to Luka without having to really sacrifice this lineup, either at power forward, the other power forward position, or my other point guard position. So I decided to throw Westbrook in there because I thought he was the next best guy as a spend up at point guard. And then it left me with basically that point guard and power forward position. And you want to attack guys going against Washington. They're the fastest, pace team in the league. And that's how you want to attack them with those teams. And so, Fultz has been doing really well. He looked really aggressive last night. Really taking, the ball to the rack. So I threw him in there. And then I had just enough money to play Birch. I didn't really want to play Birch. But if you build your lineup and you kind of feel very comfortable with it, and you have a last piece, with Vooch out, he was going to see minutes. So I figured if I could get 20 to 25 out of him, it's not going to tank my lineup. And he was doing decently there. Again, playing against Washington was a boost there. And so that's kind of how I ended up on this lineup. There's other ways I could have went. I saw a lot of head-to-head lineups that had Luka in there, and then they went down on one of their shooting guard positions to Hart. Some went Ross. They were the same price. So they went basically Beal and Ross, or Beal and Hart. And then they went up to Porzingis in that power forward position. And the way Porzingis started out, I was like, oh, man, I'm going to be dead in the water here. But he tapered off and I think only put up a 30 spot. But those were the guys I was really looking at. Yeah, Sean. Yeah, man. I'm glad to see Fultz doing well because, boy, when he was in Philly, they screwed up his shot and he just was just struggling, kind of all over the place. So it's kind of fun to see him play ball, up to his potential and how well he's been doing. So it was fun to watch him play last night. Yeah, Porzingis started out on fire. I think he had stinking, what do you have, almost 20 fantasy points? He started out with 4 blocks, on FanDuel they give you 3 points piece. So those 12 points, like I saw a lot of people pushing Drummond last night, and Drummond did extremely well. He had a ton of blocks and steals, but when you can get a guy like Pirtle, and of course that overtime helped him a bunch, I'll still go with a value like that at center and then pay up. You just kind of have to look at the whole. Was there value at point guard that you play that you feel comfortable with? I'm going to build off that value first, and I felt more comfortable with the guys in the front court value and then spinning up. So that's what I kind of ended up with. Yeah, he just, yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, Porzingis just, it's Luka on that team, So, yeah, it is what it is. He was a little pricey for me on FanDuel, so he wasn't a must for me. But in that, they had nobody that can guard him. It's just, yeah, Luka's just way better player. So that's what I kind of ended up on. I don't know. What did you guys end up on last night on some of your lineups that kind of hurt you? I know Hart didn't do very well. And like I said, he was pretty popular. I know what are the other point guard combos? I know Ball didn't do very well, so that kind of hurt some people as well. Because he was another guy I was considering up there. So, another guy what I was looking at too when I was building this lineup, I was looking at playing Beal, but then playing, Fournier as well. And I was looking at trying to get him in there. But when I threw him in there, I couldn't really get up to anybody else. Like, if I could have got up to Luka and Fournier over Westbrook and DeRozan, I probably would have done it. But I felt DeRozan was probably good for 40 fantasy points. Of course, took 2 overtimes to get there, but he finished with that. And then Westbrook got there as well. So, yeah, it's just when we get that news late, man, everything changes. And so it was like basically I was building, like I said, off those 4 guys, all those cheap, $5K guys. They were going to get minutes in good spots and then just kind of figure out the puzzle pieces after that and what makes the most sense. I get nervous playing guys that are not as consistent, like I said, like Bonga. Even though he was cheap, I saw him in a lot of cash lineups, and I think he put up 17 or something. It wasn't horrible, but when you can get 36 out of Bertans there to pair with Gay, it just really helps get above the field there. So yeah, that's what I ended up. That's how I ended up on this lineup. I'm going to keep doing these if they're helpful. We'll move on to the next day. We got a nice 10-game slate today. I'm going to go over it here in about a little over an hour. See what we can come up with. What kind of news? Looks like we got a ton of news. So it should be a good one. You want Dame and Russ at point guard. Yeah, Russ had a disappointing game. Harden went off there. Yeah, and Harden was like, he was expensive as well. So if you throw him in there, you had to change a few things. So yeah, I could have went like Beal and Harden in that lineup. But then I would have to do something with that other point guard position. And there was nobody that I really loved the play. So that's kind of where I ended there. Yeah, Hardaway once we got that news, and like I said, and I wrote that out, once we got the news with Washington, Bertans and Gay, like there's only 3 small forward plays for me in that whole pool yesterday. That was it. It was Gay, Bertans, and Bonga. That's it. Yeah, you're right. Melo is digging into Dame's usage. They got their butts kicked too, so that didn't help anything. It was one of those nights where you didn't need the hammer game to get there, because that Clippers team is legit. When they all play, when they all decide they want to actually play basketball, they're a legit team. So yeah, it's going to be hard to target guys against them. And you're right. When Melo's there, Melo's going to shoot the rock, and it will take shots away from Dame for sure. So I think Westbrook, just in that play, with how the defense efficiency with the Spurs is just like bottom of the league against point guards. They're just not the same defensive, team that we've seen in years past. So that's why I kind of leaned Westbrook. I was on the fence there, but I felt he was the safer play. But yeah, man. Like I said, big slate here coming up tonight. I'm gonna pull up some things, do a little bit of research, and then we'll get after it. But yeah, just wanted to come on here real quick, do this quick breakdown. Hope this helps. These little, and then like I said last night, I did once we got closer to lock and we kind of had a feel of the slate. I ended up dropping kind of a short set of notes within our chat. So if you're not a DFS Army member, man, that's, get into our chat, because all up until lock, we're talking the slate and how things change, and they change on a dime. So get in there and get that information, because NBA changes constantly, and on the bigger slates it gets even crazier. So like on this 10 gamer tonight, I went and looked at the news a little bit. Holy crap, we got a ton of it. So get in there, sign up, use promo code Twitch, save yourself 20% off, and see what we're all about, man. And hopefully we'll keep crushing some NBA, and let's get after it. I'll see you guys in about an hour. I'll come online and we'll talk this main slate. So without further ado, deuces.